stand, correct?
Third time.
Yeah.
Video 2, Ryan.
Right now,
Okay.
the glove should have been off years ago. We should have been having real criticism. And the discussion after Brazil, Max, was can we beat the Colombias and the Belgiums and the Argentinas of the world?
Can't beat
You
Trinidad
kidding me?
Tobago.
We can't beat Trinidad on a field that's too wet and too heavy? What are we doing? What are we doing?
The epic rant. So what are we doing?
What are
And-
we doing?
Yeah, that's an audio clip we've been playing through our podcast the last 2 years, talking about what are we doing. I have other podcasts talking about what are we doing from that epic rant, which I loved. But the thing is, nothing changed. Names changed, but it's the same people involved, same people running the show. Are we insane? Yes, I guess, because we're repeating the same thing. So nothing's changed at all. So things are the same. It's the same people. They just keep changing their name. Have you noticed that? A lot of these clubs. I mean, I get your clubs smaller than the bigger clubs,
Right.
that have control of a lot of things because they've developed a pipeline of money to be able to do whatever they want.
That's a good point. So profits.
You just want competition, versus the other clubs. They want identity. They want, like, oh, we want to play in this league because it does this or that, and it
Right.
sells. They're worried about selling to
Yes.
get the next client, versus how about you develop a player? Because I'm all about development, and of course you've seen some of my players because I would allow them to be loaned to you.
Yep. You
And
focus on technique as it should be.
Technique, but the thing is, you don't see the fruits of your labor until years later.
Yep.
Because it takes a lifetime to learn.
You got to crawl, then walk, then run, right? You cannot. The emphasis, I think, in the US on winning at the youth level, especially at the younger ages, it ruins so many things. And I get it, because the average American parent, I think, maybe I'm wrong, does not know the game very well. They haven't grown up with it, like my parents, for example. So how do you measure improvement in soccer? You know, it's not track and field where you can look at times and weight, and it's pretty easy to see development and improvement. How do you measure improvement, and how do you measure success in youth soccer? If you don't know, if you cannot see the technical improvement, then you start looking at standings and divisions and trophies and silverware and blah, blah, blah.
So what happens is, because it's pay to play, where everyone's going after the crop of families that can pay. And the best way to get that,
Not us. I've got to interrupt real quick. We are really, I don't know if you've been to the website, but our mission statement is to help kids succeed in life through soccer. So yes, we're trying to make the best soccer players possible, but I'm also aware that 99% of them are not going to play soccer after, let's say, high school. Even if they end up in college, they're not going to become pros. So they still got to look back on a good experience with life lessons like, you know, leadership and commitment and self-discipline and teamwork, things they're going to take with them the rest of their lives, whether they're going to end up playing soccer or not.
right? And what I was alluding to is there's this pay to play that clubs exist based on, you know, they get to pay for a lot of things, which is high paid coaches, which I have no problem with that. But when you go and compete and know that you're going to run up the score or do something like that, it really, or sandbag or whatever it is, and play competition that is lower or hide from certain teams. Sometimes it gets in a way where a coach will just destroy a team, not worry about developing their game to be able to compete at the next level. They destroy teams, they destroy kids, so they can't develop.
Yep.
And then their players don't develop because it's so direct and it's so ugly and it's reckless.
You hit the nail right on the head. In Europe, and obviously we don't have all the wisdom either. Nobody knows everything in soccer, I think. But youth coaches in Holland get hired, get fired, get evaluated, get promoted based on how their kids are developing. How many kids in the youth academy can they produce that eventually end up playing in the first team? That's the measurement, not winning a championship at U13. What college coach? I mean, you're a college coach. Have you ever asked the kids what division they played when they were 12 years old?
No.
Okay.
No,
So let's not get caught up with all that.
I
too
don't even
much.
care who they play for. All I care is, can they handle the ball under pressure so they can fit into my system, which is a thinking system.
Absolutely. So technique, right? and possession. The amount of possession games I played at Fortuna Sittard for those 5 years, that's almost 80, 90% of what we did. I really vividly remember all the drills. Keep the ball, keep the ball, keep the ball. 4v1, 5v2, 6v3, until you start recognizing these game situations that are going to occur 11v11, and you start making the right decisions.
Let me ask you a question. So, in Holland, where you grew up, Greg, Holland. What?
Yeah, the Holland and the Netherlands is the same country. Just
okay.
For the confused people, and we are called the Dutch to really make it interesting.
Well, the people of Wim Hof, that we'll call it.
Yes,
that.
yes, that
Wim
guy.
Hof. And I took an ice bath for the first time in a long time. 2 days ago.
I just took a cold shower before the podcast. It helps.
I can't get cold water here, but someone took it. It's gone. I went to do another one yesterday after the 3v3 because I was so tired. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to drive home.
Somebody took the whole tub.
Yeah, and locked it up.
Okay.
I was, anyways, sidetracked. Sorry, but back to development in the Dutch. Was it? What's it like over there? Is it like? Is how you play matter versus winning? I mean, explain to me.
I know that's a rhetorical question, right? I hope it is.
Yeah,
Of course, it's not about winning. As of now, for what is it, 25, 35 years ago, I do not what division I was playing. I do not know the standings. I don't know the opponent a lot of the time. So it wasn't about winning this next Saturday's game at all. It was only talked about, okay, what have we worked on this week? Technically, tactically. Can we see this back in the game, regardless of the result, win, lose, or draw? And then compliment the player if they execute it. I tell my 08 boys, I never forget a few weeks ago, they played really well, and on a lucky fast break, we just lose 1-0. They're completely in the dumps. I said, guys, shake it off. It's no big deal. You played well. At your age, playing well is so much more important than winning. And the reverse is also true. And I do talk the talk here and walk the walk as well. If you win, luckily, although you played very crappy, a lot of people are happy at the youth level. I'm not. And I tell the kids, no, guys, that was a lucky win. We got to focus on the way we played.
Yeah, and that's what we're missing. It's a culture thing.
Totally.
If there was, if the sidelines, I think parents are so important. I think parents are part of the process. The whole talk of separating parents to a side, though, you stay over there, stay away from the coach and the kids. The whole don't be at practice. I want parents on my sideline. I want them to hear what I'm saying. I want to hear what they're saying, number one.
So you can correct
I
them?
can correct it, and I want them at practice. I don't mind that. You know, this whole hiding thing, and it always stemming from the top clubs.
Yes.
Or top financial clubs, meaning the ones with the money that are in the power.
The big mega club conglomerations, as I call them, the cookie cutter factories.
And not to sidetrack, it makes me angry, like Angry Doll. Just, it makes me so angry. If you enjoyed that clip, you can enjoy all the clips at youtube.com/Coach Cameron Soccer to get all my content. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know what's going on and when we appear online, which is typically every Sunday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hope to see you this Sunday for our next live show.